right, so the car is pretty high up in the air. And before I start draining the trans fluid, I'm just gonna space the drain pan up with a cardboard box a little bit, just so it can hopefully not get everywhere. All right, not too bad. It was changed at some point. All right, while that's dripping out, I'm gonna go up front and get the shifter out. Check the Delrin bushing here. I think I actually got a new one of these, and it might actually be right here in the center console. Yep, I do. So yeah, at some point I ordered a new one. This one isn't really blown out, but I still feel like I might replace it anyway because it's out and it does look a little old. So yeah, might as well. Pop the old one off with just a pair of needle nose pliers here. I just put a little MT90 on it to lubricate it a little bit, and it popped right on with my hand, and oh my gosh, it's so much tighter. It doesn't even move with my fingers barely. I'm glad I just did that. Now my shifter is gonna feel a lot better when I put it back in with that new Delrin bushing. Out with the old, in with the new. Should be pretty good up here. Just gonna put a paper towel in here so no debris or anything falls down in there. I think by now the transmission fluid should be trickling out enough where I can cap it off, continue pulling it out. All right, fluid is just about done trickling out. We're gonna cap it off here. Now that the trans is drained, I'm gonna start draining the engine oil, start taking off the center section of the exhaust and the drive shaft, the transmission cross member, yank this transmission out. It's always good to make a note that there's no oil in it. Sounds simple, stupid, straightforward. I don't care how good of a mechanic you are. Sometimes you forget, you can always make mistakes, so it's always good to do. This is an apexy exhaust valve, and there's a little, a little butterfly valve. Basically what it does is make the exhaust quieter. There's a valve that's run up into the interior right on the side of the dashboard. When I first got the car, honestly, I didn't really like it. I didn't care for it. I guess it's kind of one of those cool little JDM pieces that is just like an added touch, I guess, to a car. If you're trying to pull into your neighborhood late at night and you want to be courteous to your neighbors, it's a pretty nice piece to have. Literally just pull it right from the interior as you're approaching your neighborhood and not piss your neighbors off. Pretty good. She is a little stuck on there. Break the clamp loose like that. All right, downpipe. The hardware, depending on what you're working on and what you're taking off, I like to put it back on or screw it back in where it came from. Kind of the easiest thing to do, remembering where it goes and everything. All right, now let's get the drive shaft removed. All right, drive shaft is out, and I gotta get the hardware off the bell housing holding it to the block. Get the slave cylinder off, and then the cross member, disconnect any electrical components that are plugged in, and I think that should be it. We're gonna pull her out. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I just want to put a rag up here in the input shaft on the trans, just so if any excess oil, I know it's drained out, but I know there's definitely still some residual in there. So I just want to stuff this in there for when I pull it out. All right, so I'm having an issue getting to the 2 bolts on the very top on each side of the bell housing. So I'm trying to link a bunch of extensions together with a swivel and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna try and make it happen. Once I got the socket on there, long enough extensions, like a few of them together, she came right loose. So yeah, this is what it takes. About 2 feet long, that'll do. All right, success. Now this thing should be just about ready to drop. Loosen up the transmission cross member, slowly let her down with the jack, and unplug that transmission harness. I can't reach up top. Trying to reach my hand up into the transmission tunnel to feel around for a plug. Turns out there's no plug because someone just probably wrapped the wires together with their fingers and taped them up with electrical tape. So I don't like to find that hack shit, but I don't know. Someone before me was into this thing and didn't do a very good job. So I'm just gonna disconnect the wires. The battery's already disconnected, so not worried about it causing a short or anything if the wires touch. And then I'm just gonna get a new plug, wire in a plug properly. Let's get this transmission out of here. Not the easiest thing to do with one person. I think I can do it. Just gotta be careful. Transmission's pretty heavy. I don't know how heavy, but I definitely don't want it to fall on me, so. Well, exactly what I didn't want to do. Well, I got really lucky. One, it didn't drop on me. Two, I don't think it was a hard enough hit or drop to crack the frickin' bell housing. That was pretty stupid. It's out. Now I can take the clutch off, try and get some part numbers off of it, order a rebuild kit. I thought it was a twin because it made a lot of noise. It's only one disc. And I don't even know anything really, to be honest, about twin disc or this type of clutch. I'm usually just used to a normal pressure plate, flywheel, and clutch disc. So this is new to me. I'm gonna have to look into it. This thing's definitely seen better days. You probably can't quite see it on the camera. Definitely had some heat put in it, really worn down. See if we can get a rebuild kit for it. Also, gonna look at this flywheel and see how this thing looks too. Looks like the rear main is leaking as well. So it is time to inspect this clutch a little bit more when I get it in better light. It definitely need our new rear main because oil's leaking out of the rear main and it's splattered everywhere. Also, whoever did the clutch initially broke off a flywheel bolt in the crank, so I got to deal with that too. Hopefully that shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully just easy out. We'll take that out. So I got the clutch out from underneath the car. Got it under some better light so I can see it. It's pretty smoked, a lot of discoloration from heat. The clutch disc honestly doesn't look too bad. Flywheel it's pretty cooked, and so is, I forget what you call this actual part, pressure plate disc, something like that. It's pretty smoked too. I already went online and did some research. This being a single, I think it's only good for about 450 horsepower. That's the power level that I'm kind of aiming for initially when I put my turbo and everything on. And I know I'll make more power in the future. So it's definitely not even worth trying to rebuild this or get a rebuild kit. So I'm probably gonna do either a ORC 559D or 659D. I'm not sure yet. I gotta do some more research online probably tonight and see which one I want. I gotta make a decision. I think the numbers from 5 to 6 just mean a different power rating or torque rating. So yeah, I'm gonna do some more research, see whether I want the 559D or the 659D. In the meantime, continue working on this thing. I'm gonna get the factory turbo off of here. I think I'm actually just gonna leave the manifold on there since I don't really need to take it off. Hopefully I don't have to get the turbo separated from it, but you know, I'm just adding the English tune piece to it to then bolt my turbo to it, and it's a top mount setup. I'll show that in a little while. Anyway, I'm gonna continue taking this all apart, get it opened up, make some room. Let's get after it. Got the oil feed banjo bolt separated from the block, disconnected the oil drain from the turbo. Got this one last bolt, turbo to the manifold. And I'm gonna try and get the turbo and the elbow off with the manifold in. There was one bolt left, or one nut left on the elbow that's really difficult to get to. Just gonna see if I can get it off without having to really get in there, because it's looks like a real pain to get to. So one bolt, and then hopefully this turbo and elbow comes off. If I'm lucky. Think I'm lucky? I already don't feel lucky. Decided to take the manifold off. Can't get the turbo off. All right, got the old turbo off. Success. All right, everyone, that is a wrap for today. Got my old turbo off and just mocked up the new turbo on there. Let me pull this off here. Got the English tune, little add-on piece here. Just goes on the factory manifold. And then I just kind of rusted the turbo on there just for placement, see how it looks, get me a little bit inspired. Yeah, just kind of see how it fits. So that's it for today. Hopefully be back in here tomorrow, plugging away.